colleagues, welcome back to the physics class once again. So what we are going to do today, we are going to start with another new topic, that is the mass. We all know mass, right? What is mass? When we were talking about the matter and all these things related to the matter and substances, we often talk about mass. And when we were talking about volume or anything related to the measurement, we often talk about mass. So what is basically mass? That is what we are going to know today. Okay, so how we can write what mass is basically? So mass, as per the conventional definition, we can write that mass is the quantity of matter contained in an object. Okay, so how we are going to explain this? What is the quantity of mass contained within an object? Say if an object is an empty bowl. Okay, say an object is an empty bowl. Now that empty bowl is with what? With its boundaries, and the center part is vacant. It's hollow, right? So if there is nothing contained within it, then is it going to be filled up or is it going to be an object? No, it has to be filled up. It needs to be packed up with some matter. So what that thing is, that is what we are calling mass. If a cup is an object, the matter or the total quantity of the matter that will be packed within that cup, that is the mass of it. Okay, so this is how we are calling the quantity of the matter contained in an object is called mass. Okay, now after the definition, we always move toward what? We always move toward its units, physical units. Now as per we have already known, there are 3 units we discussed generally. What are they? CGS system. As per the CGS system, what is the unit of mass? That is the gram, which we write as G. As per FPS, foot pound system or foot pound second, that is how we call pound, and it is written as LB. And as per the standard SI unit, we call that kilogram. Okay, we know that kilogram. We have heard about it from very long time. Kilogram, and famous as kg. Alright, now what this kilogram stands for? What is the conventional definition? These definitions have, first it has been given one definition as per what? As per the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. It's an institute, we have already discussed about it before also, present in France. Now as per the institute, it has been given a definition, standard definition. But with time, it has been evolved and it has been modified into another definition. We are going to discuss both of them. So listen to this very carefully. The mass of a cylindrical piece of platinum iridium alloy. So what is 1 kg? 1 kg is the mass. It is the mass of what? A cylindrical piece of platinum iridium alloy. So alloy means it's a combination of 2 elements, right? So platinum and iridium are 2 elements. We have already known this before. So if there is a cylindrical object or a cylinder piece, is formed of what? The entire thing is formed of platinum and iridium. Okay? Plus iridium alloy. And it has been kept at where? International Bureau of Weights and Measures, which is located at Sèvres at Paris, France. Understand? Now with time, it has been modified. It has been modified. The definition of 1 kilogram has been modified into what? So right now, nowadays, in the present time, we call 1 kg is equals to the mass of 1 liter, that is the 1000 milliliter of water at 4 degrees centigrade. Okay, so the mass of 1 liter, that is what we call 1 kilogram when it is kept at 4 degrees centigrade. Correct. So these are the definitions of standard definitions of kilogram. Now after that, we always talk about when we need to uplift much more higher or heavy weight, heavy masses, bigger masses. So what are the multiples of kg? And for the smaller ones, we need some multiple units for kg, right? So what are going to be the multiples of kg? Here, for that, we generally use, among many other units, we generally use quintal. And so, quintal, which is denoted as Q, and then metric ton. Alright, so here what are the multiples of kg? Quintal and metric ton. And similarly, some multiples for the kg are milligram and gram. Okay. Now, after that, we are going to learn what? How in practical life we are going to measure the mass. So, what we are going to measure? Units and all these are used for what? They are used while measuring. But in our practical life, when we are going to the market or anywhere else to measure something, how we are going to measure them in practical life? So for that, there are some instruments are present. So the conventional and the typical instrument that has been used widespread, that is the beam balance. Okay. After that, this is the conventional. Nowadays, a new substance, obviously we always keep on evolving as the modern time is coming and more of that is coming in your generation. So later on, this is the conventional balance which has been used. Now after that, it has been improvised, modified to form electronic balance. Okay. So other than these two, there are for different purposes, there are Grosser's balance and physical balance. And in this case, let's talk about this before we enter into this. Grosser's balance is used in grocery where both of the pans are kept with the handle and it the substance which we are choosing, suppose some fruits or vegetables, they put it with a weighing. This is much similar to the beam balance. When we will discuss about it, you will understand. Then physical balance is majorly used in the laboratories for the experiments where the minute, very fine, these are also very accurate. So these are they can weigh various kind of small and fine measurements of mass. Now coming to the beam balance. Now why this name beam balance? Because of the presence of a beam. If you can recall, they generally looks like this. Right? And from here, the pans are kept floating. There is a pointer out here which has been hanged by some pulley. So there is a pan always kept out here. Okay, so spare my drawing though. So what we were saying, this is named because of the presence of the beam. Now initially this beam was made up of what? Wooden. The horizontal beam was made up of wooden. That's why the first part is beam. Then the pointer. Pointer, what is the function of this pointer? It detects whether which part is heavier, which part is lighter. Okay. or whether the balance is disturbed. Then two pans are kept. Both of the pans are kept from the middle of this pointer is the middle, or the normal we can say, from both of the distance of both of the pan are similar or equal from the pointer. Okay, if this is 5 meter apart, that will be 5 meter apart, like not meter basically, that's a for example. So equal distance it will stay. Okay, and the strings are for holding on, and these strings also will be very accurate because they are of equal length. Alright. Okay, now they are not automatic. We know that generally what the grocer used to put a weight out there, and they used to put the objects or whatever we are going to buy, they put here, then they measure, starts measuring, and they standardize them by their own convenience. So it is not an automatic, and it needs standard weights. Standard weights are like the weights of iron, which are for 1 kg or 500 gram, this kind of. Okay. After that, there are electronic balance. They get modified, and nowadays we generally see the electronic balance. If you recall, when you go to the or visit grocery, you see there is a square or rectangle shaped flat surface platforms are kept before the grocer shop, which display a screen with red words, numerics are there. Those are the electronic balance. Why they are used nowadays very much? Because they are more accurate and they are automatic. You don't have to put the balance, and it saves our time. So, and it is also provided with a screen or display screen, which shows how much, which also shows us that how much weight that object has been, what we are buying, how much weight that is becoming. Whether they are not going to cheat us. Okay. So what are the basic parts of an electronic balance? So it has a load bearing part, then load cell and signal conditioner. Now what this load bearing part does? It measures and transfers the mass to the load cells. Okay. Now they are working like a team player. How you play while you are playing football or cricket. Okay. So load bearing part generally measures the mass and it transfers the data to where? Load cells. Okay. Now what is the function of this load cell? They interpret the data. They interpret how to show. Okay. Now after that, they send the signal to the signal conditioner. Now signal conditioner's function is to show or display the data, how much mass it has acquired or how much mass it has calculated to us or to the grocer shopkeeper. Okay, so these are the basic instruments for the measurement of the mass, and with this class ended. We are going to discuss some of the questions related to this topic in our next class, and with this video in the description box some of the related questions will be attached. Please check out those, and we are going to see each other in our next video. So thanks for watching.